Good morning, and thank you for joining us as we kick off NAB 2015. We're delighted you could be here with us today. My name is Jim Wikizer. I am the Senior Marketing Manager for Panasonic Systems Communications Company of North America. As you know, Panasonic is always a big event for the Pro Video Group, and we're glad you could join us today to learn more about our strategic initiatives and our new product announcements. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce my colleagues who will be speaking with you today. From the Imaging Network Business Division of ABC Networks Company in Japan, you will hear from Mr. Kunihiko Miyagi, Director of the Professional Video Business Unit. Mr. Miyagi will discuss strategic initiatives in the cinema production and news gathering. Also, please give a welcome to Senior Vice President John Baisley. John leads the professional video business in the United States and will provide you with news on major sales announcements and on our new AVC Ultra cloud-based ENG initiatives. And please welcome Steve Cooperman, Senior Product Manager for the Pro Video Group.
Good morning.
Steve will share the latest advances in new products with emphasis on new 4K announcements. Our NAB press kit will be live immediately after the event with complete details about the news our speakers will unveil today. You'll find the press kit at us.panasonic.com, NAB Press. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Miyagi.
Thank you, Jim. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for taking the time to attend Panasonic's NAB 2015 press briefing. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to speak to you all today. Oh, sorry. I plan to explain about our strategy and our key point for this year's NAB. Panasonic has been in the professional imaging business for over 30 years. Over that time, our mission has remained the same: to contribute to the success of customers' business and to contribute to development of broadcasting and video industries. We constantly perform three main activities to achieve this mission. First one, invest in new technology. Second, understand customer workflow requirement. Number three, deliver real customer support. Over these 30 years, the industry has obviously changed a lot. And these changes have been happening faster and faster over the last few years. As I think you are aware, the two big movements in our industry at the moment are from HD to 4K and beyond, and increasing connection over IP networks. We will offer solutions for two important areas. Our customers are currently dealing with network workflows and 4K production. We will continue to aggressively develop new technology to help our customers deal with their new challenges of 4K production and leveraging network-based workflow. Next is understanding the workflow of our customers. Understanding our customers is the first and most important step to proposing solutions that will contribute to their business. Through listening to and understanding our customers, we've developed a new workflow around the Baricam for cinema production, and P2Cast, a new ENG workflow, the broadcasting world. In addition to proposing new workflow technologies, we also directly support customers looking to make workflow innovations. I'd like to introduce the Panasonic Hollywood Laboratory, which held a opening ceremony in February. The mission of the Panasonic Hollywood Laboratory has been redefined to be research institute focused on digital cinema technology. With highly advanced facilities, we are able to present new Baricam workflows in a realistic and detailed way. At the opening event February, we welcomed many people in cinema industry. I'm aiming to make this lab a central location for us to communicate with Hollywood industry, where customers are able to test cameras, workflows, ask for advice. Finally, I hope that we will be excited by what Panasonic is introducing at NAB. For the details, here is John. Please, John.
Thank you, Mr. Miyagi, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to NAB. I see many familiar faces here, and some of you might be saying the same about me. Indeed, after an assignment elsewhere within the company, I have returned to lead the Pro Video Group last fall. Speaking of old friends, I take great pleasure in opening my remarks with a big announcement about our longtime customer, NBC. We have worked for many years with the NBC Stations Group, and we are now honored to say our relationship has grown into the NBC Network News arena. As part of their technology and workflow transformation initiative, NBC Universal News Group has purchased our latest generation AVC Ultra gear, the PX5000 and the PX270 camcorders, and the PX50 field recorder to be used across the board for contribution video for all NBC News programs. They have also invested in Vericam 35s for long-form projects. Moreover, the network intends to standardize on AVC Long G25 as an acquisition and mezzanine format. I want to advise you that this announcement will not be in our press kit. Despite this, we hope you will include this news in your NAB reports. Now let's hear from Leonard Venezia, NBC Universal Vice President of Field Operations and Engineering, on the network's investment in AVC Ultra cameras and recorders.
We purchased the AJPX 5000. We purchased the daughter camera, the AJPX 270. We have a few of the Vericams. We purchased the PD 500, the PD 50, and the HRP 200, I think it's called, the remote control. The equipment is going to be deployed all over the world. We have bureaus in London, in Poland, in Egypt, Moscow, all over the United States, of course, and even Cuba. We'll be using this as a contribution camera for all of our news programs. That would include Today Show, Nightly News, Dateline, Meet the Press, MSNBC, as well as our cable partners, CNBC, Telemundo. We'll be using it all over the place. The PX5000 is really our ENG craft camera. We're going to use that as primary camera acquisition. The PX270 is, we view it as a daughter camera. It'll take the place of a second camera on a shoot where there's a single primary camera on it, the 5000. We'll use it in situations where bringing in a 5000, may just be a little bit too much for whatever environment that might be. Particularly going into other countries and stuff, you could be a little bit more lower profile with a 270. We love the Long G25 codec. We've looked at a lot. We've looked at other vendors. This one seems very clean, pristine. It's full raster HD 422, and a 25 megabit codec. I think in terms of adoption within the company, we'd like to see it be the mezzanine codec throughout NBC. Because it's such a small file, we can move it around really, really quickly. Yes, there are storage implications and everything else, but I think the ability to actually transfer it in and out of the company and in and out of different systems within the company really make it attractive. We're going to reserve the Vericams to do, specialty shoots. very high profile, long form type stuff. For example, presidential interviews, or if we want to have a certain effect, slow motion and things like that. That's where I really see the VariCam fitting in. You get that nice narrow depth of field with the PL mount lenses and the oversight sensor. So it's really an artistic preference, to do our long form with that. Back in 2010, I believe it was, we all took a trip to Japan and visited the Panasonic factory. And we had a meeting with everybody there, and we were very well received. And we sat down around a conference table for literally hours and talked about what we'd like to see in the new camera, and what some of our criteria was, what we were looking to do. And ever since then, we've met with Panasonic periodically and talked about different features in the camera and Ethernet and file transfers and things like that. And so, I think we'd like to believe that NBC Engineering played an important role in the development of this camera. I think we did, and hence we have a very, very viable product out here that we absolutely love.
We believe NBC's decision to standardize on long G25 is a testament to the power and flexibility of the AVC Ultra codec. And we are tremendously excited to work closely with the network in its broad technology and workflow transformation. Our latest P2 HD camcorders, the PX5000, the PX800, and the PX270, give broadcasters like NBC incredible flexibility. They are natively AVC Ultra with built-in wireless and wired streaming capabilities. They share the same recording formats, codec, and file structure. When used for fast-breaking news or a scheduled interview, the camcorders differ only in their lensing, imager, and pricing. A mixture of these AVC Ultra cameras can be used by various crews, with the PX270s used for lightweight handheld work, the PX800 serving as an affordable 2/3 inch camera, and the flagship PX5000 used by news photographers with a reach of a 2/3 inch camera and a long lens is required. In addition to the NBC sale, the Cox Media Group has just initiated a group-wide E&G upgrade utilizing all three of the AVC Ultra models I just mentioned. Cox and its 14 television stations and one local cable channel have long used P2 HD camcorders for news. The new Panasonic gear is being implemented on a timetable extending from first quarter 2015 through first quarter 2016, with TV stations WPXI in Pittsburgh, WFXT in Boston, and WSOC in Charlotte having already taken dozens of PX5000s. Ultimately, Cox, like NBC News, will standardize on AVC long G acquisition. A Cox representative could not be with us today, but I would like to share a quote from Cox VP of Technical Operations, Dave Siegler, in praise of our AVC Ultra and wireless technologies. And finally, I'd like to announce that Meredith Corporation's Broadcast Group is another adopter of our AVC Ultra camcorders. They've bought 30 PX800 shoulder mounts for E&G operations at their Phoenix station, KTVK. They are standardizing field news gathering on the PX800s. To quote Meredith's Vice President of Technology and Engineering, Larry Oakes, AVC Ultra is clearly the next step in P2, and we place a high value on the codec's bandwidth efficiencies and the long G formats. The PX800's wireless abilities are allowing us to take full advantage of our bonded cellular gear and deliver more live news from the field. NBC, Cox Media Group, and Meredith are longtime P2 customers, and we are delighted that they have found the equipment to be high quality, reliable, and strongly supported, to the extent that they have now reinvested in AVC Ultra P2 cameras. As Mr. Miyagi mentioned earlier, Panasonic is dedicated to understanding and supporting our customers' workflows. To that end, today we are introducing P2 Cast, a cloud-based news production system that leverages the networking features of the 5,800 and 270 AVC Ultra camcorders. P2Cast integrates these camcorders' FTP and streaming capabilities so that when content is uploaded to the cloud, it is immediately available for review and editing. A major advantage of the P2Cast is its ability to move low-resolution proxy video off an AVC Ultra camcorder in the field, do a basic sequence of the desired clips, then allow a newsroom automation system to automatically pull back high-resolution video on air from the infield camera. P2Cast has been tested for the past several months by major international and U.S. broadcasters. Time Warner Cable, New York One News, 24-hour cable news channel in New York City is one of those broadcasters. Jerry Gallagher, New York One's Director of Remote Operation, told us that P2Cast has allowed the channel's producers to see breaking news in near real time. To quote Jerry, "The real proof of concept for us happened while covering a recent explosion on the Lower East Side. Before the trucks and cellular news gathering gear were on the scene, we could see what was happening without interrupting our shooters, download clips, and begin writing the story. P2Cast is giving us eyes on the ground into news as it's happening." This service is immediately available in the US and Europe on a free trial basis through September 2015. In other cloud-related news, Panasonic is pleased to announce that we are expanding our strategic collaboration with LiveView with a free firmware upgrade for our AVC Ultra camcorders. Today, we're joined by members of LiveView's management team, and I'd like to introduce Samuel Wasserman, CEO, Ronan Artman, Vice President of Marketing, and Effie Levison, Chief Product Officer. This upgrade will enable an integrated camera and live video uplink solution that leverages the LiveView central management platform using public networks such as 4G LTE, Wi-Fi, or wired LAN. A camera operator can manage a live uplink while shooting video, essential for a one-person remote crew. The seamless integration of our P2 technology into LiveView's central platform represents the best of both companies' technologies. Now, here is Steve Cooperman, who will highlight our NAB product introductions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. As Mr. Miyagi stated earlier, one of our top objectives is to support our customers and industry partners and to provide the market with solutions for its eventual migration from HD to tomorrow's 4K. Okay. 4K is gaining ground as a production format at an ever-increasing pace. And as industry leaders Amazon and Netflix have shown, 4K is becoming an important business differentiator. Those on-demand streaming giants are providing viewers with original 4K content. This is changing production standards, and I'm glad to say that Panasonic is well positioned to take advantage of the increasing demand to shoot in 4K. And like 4K, I'm glad to announce that there's ever-increasing demand for our new VariCam 35, our super 35mm sensor, large 4K format production camera. It combines the ability to shoot in 4K as well as 2K and HD with the renowned VariCam look. With more than 500 units shipped worldwide, the VariCam and its high-speed sister, the VariCam HS, gain converts daily. US rental companies like Panavision, Claremont, Able Cine, Doffenbach, and more have VariCams out on many projects. And our international guest will recognize the names of these prominent worldwide companies. The VariCam 35 opens the door to new solutions with its multi-format production-friendly workflows. From in-camera color grading and 3D lookup tables for on-set pre-visualization to its dual native ISOs, the VariCam 35 offers a unique set of functionality to DPs and producers alike. And we continue to improve the VariCam 35's functionality with scheduled firmware upgrades. Later this month, we will add AVC Intra Class 2K 444, AVC Intra Class 200, ProRes 4444, and variable frame rate recording up to 120 frames a second. Today, we're also announcing a cable extension unit that capitalizes on the modular design of the VariCam. This 16-foot cable will increase the versatility and mobility of the VariCam, making it a great solution for acquiring high-quality 4K video on jibs, helicopters, Steadicam, and Movi applications. Now, to our first new 4K product announcement. And for this, I'm going to ask Mr. Miyagi to join me up front. Customers have been requesting a 4K handheld as a companion for the VariCam 35, and here it is. The new DVX200, large sensor, 4/3 inch camcorder with 4K 60p capability. It also offers a high-quality integrated 13x optical zoom lens and a new filmic log curve with 12 stops of latitude. The DVX200 shares the VariCam's filmic color imagery, a V-log light curve emulating the powerful V-log of the VariCam, and bokeh out of focus effects. While the DVX200 has great 4K quality, its lens and feature set make it the perfect solution for 4K run and gun shooting, including live events, documentaries, and indie cinema. The DVX200 will be available this fall at a suggested list price of under $5,000. We're also previewing 2 additional 4K cameras at NAB, the AK UB300 box camera and the AK UC3000 4K studio camera. Designed to be highly versatile for sports, remote studio, and live events, the UB300 is equipped with a 1-inch MOS sensor that outputs a UHD signal of up to 5994p and simultaneously an HD output of up to 1080 5994p. The 4K box camera uses existing 2/3 inch lenses and is compatible with our comprehensive lineup of high-performance pan-tilt systems. It even incorporates new haze reduction technology for outdoor use. The UB300 will be available by the end of this year. Targeted at studios, the UC3000 4K studio camera system is similarly equipped with outputs for both 4K and HD, as well as a B4 mount that accommodates existing 2/3 inch lenses. The UC3000 is a complete studio camera system with a new camera control unit that provides power of up to 6,600 feet over fiber, 2 new remote operation panels for IP controls, and a new 9-inch viewfinder. The UC3000 4K studio camera will be available later by the end of this year. And my final 4K camera announcement regards an upgrade to the GH4, sold by our sister consumer company. This, excuse me, firmware upgrade version 2.2, available later this month, enables recording anamorphic video content. Unlike complex digital post-processing needed to achieve the classic Hollywood look, many effects that became so popular with anamorphic film capture can now be achieved optically in the Lumix GH4. Now, let me mention some new HD camera announcements. We have experienced steady growth in HD studio camera sales thanks to the high quality of our current AK HC3800 studio camera. Today, we expand our studio camera lineup with the new AK HC5000. The HC5000 is a 1080 60p native studio camcorder and capable of high-speed output of up to 200 frames a second. It'll be great for sports trucks and rental and staging where 1080 and 720 operations are a must. The camera will feature new 2/3 inch 2.2 megapixel sensors with high sensitivity and low noise, and offer the same system components as the UC3000 studio camera. The HC5000 will be available next winter. John outlined the positioning of our AVC Ultra camcorders, the PX270, 800, and 5000. Today, we're introducing the newest AVC Ultra camcorder, the AJ PX380. This 1/3 inch 3-MOS shoulder mount is fully loaded for news gathering and live events. In addition to its advanced wireless capabilities, it features dual codec recording, which means the camera will record in 10-bit 422 AVC Ultra or Long G simultaneously with high-resolution proxies. The 380 has 2 micro P2 slots and 1 full-size P2 slot. It can even record long G formats on economical Class 10 SD memory cards. The PX380 will be available next September at a suggested list price of under $12,000. Let me turn to a few new system camera announcements. First, we've launched a collaborative initiative with NewTek to promote interoperability between our AW HE130 and TriCaster multi-camera production systems. The HE130 is the first integrated PTZ with a production-quality built-in MPEG-4 streaming encoder, audio embedding, and Power over Ethernet Plus. This enables a single-wire digital broadcasting solution. Appropriately configured TriCaster systems will soon support IP control and accept IP streaming from the HE130. This will provide additional creative possibilities for remote, mobile, and streaming production. I also want to announce a powerful upgrade for our AW HE40 integrated PTZ cameras. This upgrade adds production quality HD MPEG-4 streaming, in-camera recording on a micro SD card, USB audio, video capabilities, and more. The HE40's IP streaming enables a single cable remote production solution. The upgrade also permits the HE40 to serve as a USB super webcam for video conferencing and collaboration. Next, we unveil the AW HEA10 Tap Assist system to simplify remote control shooting with the HE130 and HE40 cameras. The system includes either an AW HE130 or HE40 mounted on top of an HEA10 Tap Assist module, plus optional tablet and network connection. When shooting with either the HE130 or HE40, a super wide-angle video image is simultaneously captured by the HEA10. The operator can tap the desired area of the image on the tablet and move the PTZ to capture the shot, eliminating the need to manually zoom out and reposition the camera. The HEA10 is available with a suggested list price of $1,400. Now, our colleagues in the Toughbook Computer Group are showcasing 2 new products here at NAB. First is the Toughbook 54. It's a 14-inch semi-rugged Windows notebook that's 2 pounds lighter and a ½ inch thinner than its nearest semi-rugged competitor. It offers 1080p Full HD display and webcam, so its 1080p capabilities will make it attractive to video pros. And we're announcing an upgrade to our ToughPad 4K, the world's first 20-inch tablet with 4K display. With its new HDMI 2.0 input and output, the tablet can now be used as a 4K and a UHD on-set production monitor, as well as for dailies, editing, and for scripting. One final product note. Our consumer colleagues are showcasing the A1, their latest wearable POV action cam, weighing a mere 1.6 ounces. The camera's rugged structure keeps water and dust out. It's an ideal choice for any adventure, thanks for its high durability. Also, it shoots in total darkness with an IR light source. In closing, let me thank you for your attention, and I invite you to join us up front if you have any questions. We look forward to seeing you at the booth downstairs, Central Hall, C3607. Thank you very much.